We return. Man, there's a lot to talk about. Okay, an open window in the basic equipment store brings in the smell of spring flowers as you look over your money to see what you can afford. There are several displayed items that might prove useful. Right, welcome guys. So we got a lot going on here. I ended the last episode in the humble village of Chaseguard. Today we are in Belkarthgard. It's still Hammerfall. We're actually at the town that's right next to Fanglair. If you remember, we went from Rehad straight to Fanglair, but never actually visited the town just outside the dungeon. And hopefully through the videos, it's been clear why. It's because even though geographically that location's next to each other, you don't actually really travel or adventure in that kind of sense, which really sucks, really, but that's the nature of the game with Arena. Today is an episode I've been really looking forward to, where I get to demonstrate some of the bonus and side and hidden stuff in the game. But we have the matter of our money and our gear. Now, at Chaseguard, we were pilfering from the Mages Guild and selling the items we could get there. They had some ebony stuff, which when we pawned it off, we were able to get good amounts of money. So I didn't really go too crazy. A lot of the really late game gear in this game will cost you anywhere between 20 to 50,000 gold a pop. And I gave myself just under 200k. So when a full set of gear is like, 10 pieces, basically it's like a set of gear I've given myself. And we're not at end game yet either. So we'll be spending a lot of this on like potions and things like that en route. Basically, I'm not doing anything really game breaking or anything like that. In particular though, what I want to do is show you some of the stuff we got from all of our ebony things. By the way, a couple of things about that farm. First of all, the stuff you steal has 0 weight. I never mentioned that. But the fact it's 0 weight means you can just stuff yourself full of them. What I actually did was I dropped all my old gear. Like, nearly all of it. There's some of it I've kept. But most of it I basically stripped down, butt naked. Like you can see us here, really. And, because these clothes here are just our undergarments, which are not customizable. And what I did was just filled up until I ran out of inventory slots. And then I would go and sell, basically. That's how I ran that. Because it all has 0 weight, you can just go and go and go. And inventory slots are really your only limitation. Pretty nice. There's also another little thing. When you steal, it doesn't and it fails, it doesn't always immediately set the guards on you and despawn the NPC. Sometimes you can fail and still not get caught. That's something you sort of see later as well. It's just that, or maybe I was looking in his pockets, I couldn't figure anything out and I failed. But they didn't quite spy me, so you can try multiple times in a row. And also, when you're stealing, that's one of the rare moments in the game where there's voice acting. Because you get this really crappy voice that comes in, where it says, "Stop thief," or something like that. And I think the reason that audio is there is so that players know very explicitly why they're suddenly being attacked. Why rats and dungeon monsters suddenly appear in the Mages Guild if you get caught stealing, I have no idea. I like the conjuration idea. So anyway, what did we get? Well, check it out. We've already seen leather armor. We've seen chain armor. And then all that's left is plate. It's amazing to me that only 3 classes get to wear the plate stuff. But we get to move up through the metals. So we've seen like generic plate. Well, what else do we have? We have the metals. I am going to show off today steel. Okay, so steel greaves, steel boots. We have a steel pauldron on the right of strength, steel gauntlets, and a steel helm. And you can see they're actually gilded. Now, I got these steel pieces because I didn't have to go traveling around to a ton of different towns. I just checked all the different shops at Chaseguard, and I managed to buy these pieces. But there were 2 slots kind of missing, and which is why I came to this town. And what I've actually got for the other 2 slots is silver. So it looks a bit weird, I get it, because the color is different for silver, right? But what you guys might like to know is that both silver and steel provide the same defense. Check it out. So steel boots are giving -9 to AR. Steel greaves are giving -9 to AR. Silver is giving -9 to AR. So I think the only difference is the weight of it. It's not very heavy if you're going for silver. So I went with the biggest, bulkiest piece of silver. It kind of worked out. It just so happens that 2 of our pieces are enchanted as well. You've got these gauntlets of agility and this pauldron of strength. So how does this work? Well, with no agility, we have 60. And then when I equip the gauntlets, if we click back, you'll see that we're now at 70. All right, so it's bumped by 10. And then this pauldron is also bumping us a little bit here too. So that's our armor. We're now at -11 across the board. I didn't upgrade our ring, our bracelet. That stuff's all still the same. We don't know what it is, really. This is the magic longsword from before, which is cool. And I've got the same amulet. I stocked up on some more potions, which is cool. You'll see in our inventory now, it says that we have staff pieces. I currently have 1 pieces of the Staff of Chaos. So that's the start of our adventure. Don't forget, there's 7 more to get, and then we'll be done. And then I did one other special thing. I bought this. It's a steel longbow. And it's a longbow of passwall. So, interesting thing about longbows. They are very, very light. This only weighs 1 kg. Excellent. We get 68 uses left, all right? And what this actually allows me to do, it wasn't even that expensive, it was just for sale in Chase Guard, is while I have it equipped, it doesn't matter whether I have it raised or not, while I have it equipped, if I hit use, you'll see not only can I drink potions, but I can now use the steel longbow. That's going to let me cast the spell Passwall. What does Passwall do? Well, I'll show you. It's a fantastic skill, though, and very, very useful. So basically, we can only do that while we have the bow equipped. So I'm going to be a regular, swordsman or whatever. But every now and then, I will just equip this super light bow, and I'll cast spells with it. And by making it a bow, it's super light, and it won't bag me down, right? So that's cool. And we got a longsword here. But the longsword we're not going to worry too much about. I have 1 more item on my shopping list, and then we're going to go out on our adventure. And it's from this little shop here in the new town. And what it is it's an Elven thing. So there's obviously steel weapons, like I'm using that bow there, just as we're now in steel armor. But a couple of tiers up, you do have Elven stuff. Now, I'm going to buy an Elven war axe here of endurance. It's going to cost 420 gold pieces, which isn't too bad. By the way, just from our adventure in Fanglair, we had like a good few thousand gold straight up. So it was pretty profitable. We would be able to buy this 100% whether we had been to the Chase Guard Mages Guild or not. But so he says, today's your lucky dog. I won't even... Actually, I will haggle with him. Why not? I will haggle with him because I resent that he's charging 420 of something. And now my comments are going to get filled. Here you go. I'm glad we could come to an agreement. Thanks very much. So, yeah, we're going to buy this. It's enchanted. It will bump our health a little bit to have it equipped. It's a weapon we've not used yet. And importantly, it's Elven. Here's the funny thing. Some enemies in the game are very resistant to regular arms. And you want something of Elven quality or better to, like, get past them. So, its condition is new. I don't want to break it too quickly. So, we have a backup longsword, which we'll probably open up with. And maybe we can use a shield with it or something. Alright, we're now going off track. I wasn't expecting to buy a shield in this shop as well, but we'll see if he's selling one. It has just occurred to me, though, that I definitely don't want that stuff broken. So, we'll go weapon. And then we'll scroll down. He doesn't sell any. Alright, fair enough. What a rubbish place. That's fine. It's not a big deal. So, I guess we'll just use the longsword on its own for now, and then we'll go to the Elven war axe later. So, pretty good, and we can move on with our adventure. So, we heard something about the north, we heard something about a place called Labyrinthian, we heard something about a mage called Shalador. Well, what do we do? Believe it or not, we are still in Hammerfall. Let me just be very clear. This is Hammerfall, but we're now... over here, near Fanglair, kind of on the borders of Skyrim, right? We're actually kind of close. And you might expect all the towns in a province to look the same. You might expect all the towns in the whole game to look the same. But that's not true. They did put their work in. This is one of the cool things about Arena. Lots of different towns, depending on where you are, can look different. And even within the province, they can look different. So it's a bit colder here, honestly. The Red Guards that live here are more familiar to a mountain climate. It's a little bit greener. You know, there's these trees. The architecture has started to change. Maybe the kind of people we see. Look at the moon up there. Beautiful. That's the kind of thing you can see at Rehad sometimes. I guess night is falling right now, or that's an eclipse in progress. The kind of people you find here can change. And, well, it's just kind of pretty. I mean, look at the mountains back there. So I did want to show this. Even within Hammerfall, things can change, even though there's still majority Red Guards around. I get so excited about the idea of, like, a new Elder Scrolls game set in this province specifically. And then the idea that one of these towns will look and feel so different to other ones. It's awesome. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to ask where is, and we're going to scroll to the bottom, Labyrinthian. He says, why don't you try somewhere in the wilds of Skyrim? I think that the legends say that Labyrinthium was located there, but I'm not really sure. Who are you, by the way? They call me Coon, the hunter. I just like to be out in nature, you know, killing things. He sounded quite sweet and lovely, and then, no, he's just a killer. Good to see you again, Redguard. Come, the hunter, remember me? Sorry, Coon the hunter, remember me. I don't like that name, Coon. All right, so let's just get moving, I guess. What we'll do is move to a new province. Now, you might think that moving to Skyrim, because it's close, there's some kind of benefit, as opposed to, say, going to the opposite end of the world in Blackmarsh. But really, it's just travel time. It's just distance, stuff like that. Now, here, by the way, we can click to the Imperial City, and you'll see that there is, as a destination, the Imperial City. All right, it will take us a while to get to. But there's not much going on in this province. All the waterways and stuff are really cool, and man, I can look at the bridge and I can wax poetic about all the stuff I know about here. This was what was featured in the 4th game, Oblivion. But for our sake, we don't really want to go here too much, though I'll mention it again later. Instead, we're going to go to Skyrim, and they say just go anywhere in Skyrim. So, well, where do we want to pick? Well, one of my favorite places in this game is a town called Riften. And it's over here. So, actually, one of my favorite places was Markarth. Can we go to Markarth? We can! Markarth side! I'm going to go to Markarth, guys. Markarth is like this beautiful waterfall city and built into cliffs and stuff in one of the later games. I want to see what it looks like in Arena. All right, and I've never been here in Arena either. Also, it kind of makes sense. It's just up the road. Beautiful. Okay, so we will travel along. I wish that cutscene was a bit longer, honestly. But there you have it. And, well, here we are in Skyrim, which feels very Christmassy, by the way. I mean, you can see from the colours back there. You've arrived in the village of Markarth Side in Skyrim province. It's just a village. The date is Fredes, the 11th of Rain's Hand. So another month has passed now. We're in the year 389, though, still. It took 20 days to reach our goal, and Markarth seems quiet, unaware of our arrival. The people here seem very friendly, ... Very nice. And so, yeah, you can see how, you know how the game opened in winter? And then everywhere we did and everything we spoke to, they was acting like it was freezing cold. The way that the game is usually played is there's so much travel that the months are zapping past, and the flavor text you potentially get should be changing quickly. But I think we were quite efficient at the start of the game, which is why it felt like it was cold at Hammerfell, even though it wasn't. Imagine if we were born in Blackmarsh and we had to travel for months to get to Hammerfell. Well, then it wouldn't be winter when we were there, would it? And it would have kind of maybe made a little bit more sense. So, yeah, right, let's click through here. The other thing I've noticed and I'm paying attention to is that it is nighttime. So I'm going to click the Cordicus here. It says it's 9:57 at night. So we're a bit stronger now. We can probably wander around in the town. Or we could hide in the wilderness and just rest. I don't think I've shown you the technique of resting in the wilderness. So let's do that, okay? I'm going to click the door. And here, by the way, I mean, it's dark, it's freezing cold, it's snowing as well, for what it's worth. There is different weather in different towns. This one's obviously snow. So we can't see anything, but out there will look very different to the wilderness of Hammerfell, right? Which we obviously saw glimpses of. So yeah, what I'm going to do is just face the door here as best I can, because I feel like I'll get attacked left. And I'm going to camp for a while. If it's 9 o'clock, and we can consider it to be day at about 8 o'clock tomorrow, that means we're going to be standing around, just resting, relaxing for 11 hours. And we've been ambushed, so here we go. What kind of things are going to threaten us here? All right, looks like it's just another orc. We found 45 gold pieces on him. Not a big deal. There's more enemies nearby, though. So, one cheesy thing you can do, and again, I'm going to try and ease off the cheese. If you get ambushed and attacked like that, you could just run back into the town, and it would deload this area, because the game has no memory for stuff like that. And then you could come back out, and you'd be able to rest, right? So, if I can't get rid of the enemies are nearby thing, you could just do that. And even, that's a technique, oh, that was just 1 hour. And there's enemies nearby again. That's a technique you could use. What I will say, though, is it's particularly strong if you're really low level and you're trying to, like, brute force stuff. Or you're super stealthy. Us, however, you know, we've got really good armor on now. Or increasingly better armor. Why do I keep doing that? Let's say another 6 hours, because I don't know how many we made it. And you will see the sun rise. There you go. So, one mechanic of Arena I'm actually unfamiliar with, and would be kind of cool to see people talk about in the comments, is if during regular gameplay, time is actually moving. I guess we could figure this out. It's 10:18 in the morning. Now, if we walk around for a while, will that go up? Here you'll see, even though this looks cool, and right at the start of the game, it felt cool, none of it's really that interesting. That was a Nightblade, by the way. He was attacking us early in the morning at the city gates. So it was, what did it say? It was 10:18, and now if I look, it's 10:19. Time does move. I wonder if it's 1 for 1. That'd be so cool if it's 1 for 1, you know? If I spend an hour in the shop in this game, will it actually be an hour? An hour in the shop in real time, will it be an hour in the shop in game? All right, who are you? You guys are dressed lovely. My name is Margina Torbenson, the thief. I mean, a chef. It's so cute. I love it. By the beard of Thorig, how soon they forget. I'm Margina Torbenson, the friendly blah, blah, blah. All right, look, I probably won't just keep asking the same people the same thing. So we could say, where is Labyrinthian? I'll just ask her. We'll chance it. Why not? I didn't know much about Labyrinthian, but something about it was mentioned by a traveler from Winterhold. Maybe you should look there. So, Winterhold. I'm guessing some of you have been wondering which is like one of the main cities in the main arena quest. Well, it's Winterhold. Winterhold's the big place. We will think about that later, though. What I actually want to do here is ask her rumors. And I want to ask not about rumors for work. You know, she'll give us some kind of side quest that might pay well, theoretically. I want to ask her general rumors. And she says, you're probably asking the wrong person. I haven't heard anything interesting. So, since she hasn't heard anything interesting, I'm going to move on to someone else. Let's just walk down the street maybe a little bit. See if we can find some kind of cool courtyard. In fact, can we maybe ask people about rumors in here? I think this is a temple, right? You walk into the Brotherhood of Gideon, smelling the sweet incense that rises like a cloud from the sanctuary floor. In the distance, you hear the clergy praying for the return of the sun to this dreary and cold spring day. Look at this. So this is one of the temple areas. This is a place you can come to cleanse your disease, just by the way. I'm mostly familiar with RPGs of this era. If they're like party-based, you'd come to a place like this to revive a party member. But it's only us, so it feels like they're not really places I come to very much. It doesn't really look like we have many NPCs or anything. Interesting music here, though. So yeah, you got Bless, Cure, or Heal. This will just bring our health back, but we could rest outside the city, so whatever. Cure will get rid of disease. Sorry, almost forgot there. Blessing, however, well, we want to do a donation. So let's give him a generous donation from the kind people of Chaseguard of 500. And he says, receive our blessings. And then, well, what exactly? If you look at our attributes here, you're going to see that nothing really seems to have changed. All right. Or I don't think you should do it. I don't think it will recognize it here. So here's what Blessing does. And I don't know whether we needed to get this information from the Codex or it's buried in the player manual somewhere. Probably is somewhere in the manual. What Blessing does is it increases our chance to hit humanoid enemies. All right. If it's not a humanoid enemy, you know, it walks on 2 legs. It's like bipedal and whatnot. It's not going to increase your chance to hit, but it will help you to hit them. So that's nice. Chance to hit is obviously really good. It will last a couple of days. And it's stronger the more you pay and the higher your combat level is. So that's good. It does scale on 2 different things there. There's a bug, though, which means... And why do so many old games have bugs like this? There's a bug that means while you get the buff, so does everything get the buff against you. Yeah, I'm not joking. So basically, we've made ourselves a bit more vulnerable now. So Blessing, you're really not going to hear many people talk about. You could watch arena playthroughs, and no one would really say much. It's kind of obscure to figure out what it's doing, and then when you do go that extra mile, the internet will quickly tell you that it's not the best thing in the world. Maybe there's other dimensions to it, but I'm pretty sure that's it. Anyway, I just want to find someone to fancy to speak to. There's obviously not going to be a palace or anything here. Also, look how cool that is. We look to the southeast, all right? And we see what looks like big Hammerfall-y kind of mountains. Mind you, Hammerfall would be to the southwest. I'm going to say that's home, though, back there, guys. That's home. All right, what about you, Mr. Priest? We haven't really spoken to one of you out here. Who are you? I have taken the name Harald, for that was the name of the savior of my village. What can I do to point you in the path of salvation, sinful Redguard? We've definitely heard that before. Listen, do you have any rumors? General rumors? Some friends of mine went out searching for the Staff of Magnus, but they disappeared, the fools. So the Staff of Magnus I actually mentioned, like in episode 1, when we went through the shift gate, there was that DRM question about it, there's a bug. The Staff of Magnus is a artifact. And so when you find a person who will give you general rumors, if you keep asking them, eventually something special might happen. I think the idea of the game is that each NPC has one rumor and that's it. But the truth is that you can keep asking the same guy and he'll gossip about all kinds of things. So here he says, I heard from a member of the Council of Elders that we will not be at peace with Ambergard for much longer. Ambergard, I genuinely don't know what that is. Is that a thing in the later games? I don't know. Rumor has it there's a plague in Skyrim. Well, you're in it, so I guess that makes sense. You know rumors about that. Mark my words, Redguard. The Elder Gods are coming back and Black Marsh will burn for its sins. Wow, the Elder Gods are coming back? Black Marsh will burn for its sins? Arena's so weird, guys, because I don't know what little things they decide to make meaningful lore out of. I've never heard of an idea of Elder Gods in these games. I mean, the beauty of this franchise is that so much of it is just like, that might just be his little religion here, believing in Elder Gods. You know, what are the real fundamental workings of the universe? How are they delivered to us? That we'll find over time. For now, that's a cool idea, though. I like the prejudice against the people of Black Marsh, though, which definitely is a thing. Ask around. I'm sure someone's heard about some kind of work. No, I don't want work rumors. I want general ones. The good news is this year's harvest looks as good as last year's. Thank you. Rumor has it there's a plague in Skyrim. My prophet says Somerset Isle is doomed to sink beneath the sea. He did not specify when, but it sounded like soon. So Somerset Isle, by the way, I've always been very intrigued by. Oh, why am I still messing up with the HUD here? It's obviously this island all the way down here. I think the MMO had an expansion about it, but the idea that an island will sink, I mean, who's not thrilled by stuff like that? I certainly always am. Atlantis is just such a compelling and inspirational thing, I think, for a lot of fantasy. All right, here we go. Here, check this out. This is a bit of a wall of text. He says, well, do you want to hear a sign of the times? There's a gentleman over at the Restless Mug, that's a good-sized tavern in the northeast, who says he knows where the map leading to the Ebony Blade is. If he really does, that's the sort of information one would only sell to the richest city-state kings or the emperor. But here he is, in a Markarthside inn, practically giving it away. Right. So by doing that, let's see if our quest log has just updated. Doesn't look like it has. No. Well, this is interesting to me because it still just says Fang Lair. Can we not clear that out? I guess that will just keep going for now. So we've got the choice. Oh, I actually forgot where he said. Did he mark it on our map? What inn was it? Anyway, that is the start of an artifact quest, all right, if we want to do it. So that's a quest for the Ebony Blade, which is awesome. But what I would actually like is a different artifact. So I'm going to ask him about some other stuff, and we'll see what comes up. I have to say, guys, each province has a selection of different artifacts scattered around it. So because we're in Skyrim and asking these rumors, there are only certain artifacts that we might learn about. There were different artifacts in Hammerfell, and there'll be different artifacts in the other areas of the world. And one really cool way to play Arena is to take a breather from the main quest every now and then and collect some artifacts. I don't plan on showing all of them just yet. Maybe that can be a bonus thing way later, but I do want to show you a couple, and particularly one that's here in Skyrim. So I was going to read that. I clicked, and then it friggin' turned it off. He says, you're probably asking the wrong person. I haven't heard anything interesting. The village is crawling with undead after dark. Be armed at all times. Yeah, sometimes even gossipers will say they haven't heard anything, but they totally have. My aunt just returned from a little village at the edge of Elsewhere that has been almost completely ravaged by a plague. And there's a plague in Skyrim. I wasn't here in Markarthside last year for Jester's Day, but I should be here on Maundus the 28th of Rain's Hand this year. For a great time to be in Markarthside if you're a thief. Wow. Well, I'm not. And that's a weird thing to say since he's a priest. By the way, I will just say that there are festivals, like he's talking about. There's a real mechanic, but we'll get to those later. So I'm just going to click through here. If I read all the rumors out right now, we probably won't be able to have any fun later in the series asking people about general stuff. So, you know, I don't want to get too much repeat dialogue by essentially doing this. As is so often the case, it feels a little bit cheesy. But there you have it. All right, so here's another one of them. Mother of the Ice, some character just asked me if I were willing to pay for information regarding the whereabouts of the skeleton's key. As if I'd like it to be found. You want my opinion? A key capable of opening any lock or portal would make all of Skyrim unsafe. I told him to get lost, and he headed over north to the Lucky Wolf. I hope no one takes his offer. Now, the skeleton key I've been maybe considering collecting, but I might do it off screen. This is a unique that, as it suggests, it's a special artifact that you can use, I think, once per day, maybe once per week. So that just means a lot of arbitrary resting to open anything you want. You just open a chest. You don't have to bash. You don't have to lose durability. You don't have to do anything. You just click the artifact. But again, I like to show you mechanics, so we won't do the skeleton key just yet. There's a physician of some sort in the wilds of Valenwood who found a cure for lycanthropy. That's werewolfism, isn't it? Can you imagine? I didn't even know it was a problem. So werewolves do exist in Tamriel. That's a good little piece of information for us to remember. Not sure there's much relevance in Arena for that. But so there you go. So that basically is how we can get special rumors about special items, the artifact quests. Different artifacts, as I say, can appear in different areas, and different rumors can appear in different areas. So now that we've visited Skyrim, all right, spoken to some of its lovely people, and we've learned that Winterhold is the main place we want to go, and Winterhold's really goddamn far away. Oh, mind you, we are on Markarth's side. I'm going to take a quick detour and go back to something I mentioned earlier in the video. That's the Imperial province, where there's only one place we can go, the Imperial city itself. A little bit dangerous, but you do see that there's that north road that leads us straight to Skyrim. Considering we were in the jail here at the beginning of the game, underground, and then we teleported super far away, it's maybe a scary idea to come back, but I do want to do that. We go to the Imperial city itself, and I wonder why there's no other villages and stuff here. Maybe the devs ran out of time, or they just felt that it wasn't really very necessary. And we're going to ask for rumors here. So they say, be warned that today is Jester's Day in the city-state of the Imperial City. Wow, there you have it. And pranks are being set up from one end of the town to the other. It is as if a spell has been cast over the community, for even the most taciturn and dignified councilman might attempt to play a joke on his emperor. The Thieves' Guilds find particular attention, as everyone looks for pickpockets in particular. So this sort of form of April Fool's Day. Now, the festivals... And there you go, it says that we've arrived. The festivals can give you discounts on certain things in certain stores and certain services, and again, it's something that a lot of the manuals will talk about. But we're more interested in just gossiping, really. We've arrived in the Imperial City. The day is Maundus, the 28th of Rain's Hand. We're just traveling the whole way through this month. Took 15 days to get here. We enter the Imperial City, the heart of Tamriel, and the seat of all power for His Majesty, Emperor Uriel Septim VII. We're back up to the 7th again now. So, yeah, let's head on in. I always feel bad traveling in Arena. I don't know why. I couldn't quite tell you what it is, but I feel bad seeing the time move. Like it shouldn't be that way. All right, apparently we got stuck there in a bush. This is what the central territories look like, Cyrodiil. We don't really want to explore necessarily too much out there. We're going to go into the Imperial City. The Imperial City is a very specific thing in the later games, with like a round outside, a big tower in the center. In Arena, well, it does have its own architecture and its own kind of stuff going on, but realistically, it looks a lot like many of the other towns, okay? So don't expect me to be able to run into the center and see some like big elaborate place in the middle. The very first Imperial City, as we are here, just looks like this. I mean, there's some cool lakes, I guess, and you can see that they're clearly set up in different housing blocks of sorts. The lake itself is kind of cool. I kind of want to go there, actually. But hey, we're going to find somebody to gossip with. A member of the Empire Heartlands. Hello? Who are you? I'm called Vaemilgoth, the city-state bodyguard. You know, I'm one of the Emperor's private bodyguards. All right. Can you tell me any general rumors? Nothing much is going on as far as I know. All right. You're not very interesting. What about you? You have blue hair. You're interesting. Who are you? We got the same name? Oh, that's a shame. Actually, that's different, isn't it? Isn't it Galeth now? Or maybe I said it wrong before. But this is the historian. I fear I smell a little of library dust. Don't worry. But if you read a lot, maybe you know things. There's probably something going on elsewhere in Solitude, but not here in the Imperial City. Solitude being a location elsewhere in the world, actually back towards Skyrim. Kind of funny. I am Scalthoth, a nomad. I believe that freedom is more important than anything else. Would a nomad, well-travelled, perhaps have any rumours? Here we go. I think that they do. The city-state is crawling with undead after dark. Be armed at all times. That's kind of generic dialogue we'll find everywhere, so don't worry. What else do you think? I still can't believe it's time. It's time for the second planting. You know, that Maundus, 7th of second seed, when everyone is supposed to realise his own limitations, supposedly. So asking for rumours in the central province will trigger pretty much any potential artifact in the game. I don't know whether it was deliberately done by the devs as, you know, a mechanic. I mean, it kind of makes sense. But I think it's because this province is like super empty and kind of undone, so it doesn't count as a province, so therefore everything counts here. And in that way, you're not going to miss out on anything. So yeah, let's see what else she says. And well, here it is, just a couple of clicks away. Ever heard of Xerxes, the sorcerer who created the tome, the Oghma Infinium? Right, now this is the quest I wanted to do this video. Pretty much everything about this item, this guy Xerxes, gets really expanded on later, and it's really cool. I'll show you why. She says, well, and I'm going to pretend that, yes, we do know about Xerxes, the sorcerer who created the tome, the Oghma Infinium. Well, there's a guy in the Red Bird, just south of here, look, we even get directions, who swears he knows someone who knew the great-great-granduncle of this maid who used to clean up for Xerxes' sister-in-law. And he says he knows how to find the Infinium. But he's going to want gold to talk. All right, so here we go. We might have to do a little bit of a bribe here. And I know what you're thinking. Did WP get a load of money so that he can get through this massive paywall? It's not going to be a massive paywall. But okay, so, I mean, this seems like a very, very thin lead. It's really important we remember this, though. It's at the Red Bird just south of here, okay? So we're going to ask, where is the Red Bird? I'm guessing that's an inn. It is. These are the Imperial City inns. The Crimson Gin, Crimson Pit, Howling Cup, the Lucky Dungeon, the Red Bird, Screaming Sword, Silver Griffin, and the White Pit. Many of these don't appear later. So she just says south of here. Okay, the Red Bird. So we want to find someone who's interested in that. Now, south, that kind of took us to some of these other cool places. Look at this nice, big, central Roman roadway. Clear for all to see. Okay, can you ask... Do you know maybe where the Red Bird is? Here, give me your map, he says. I'll show you how close you are. Dude, this guy's called Trogloth as well. What's going on? They're all called Trogloth in the Imperial City. The Trogloth brothers. It's Trogloth. There's just one of them's junior, one of them's senior, and one of them's junior. Okay, that's all it is. All right, this is the place. Hello. Let's head on in. We traveled 15 days on the road to get juicy gossip here in the Imperial City. Let's hope that we find something decent. So we walk into the Red Bird immediately, wishing we were out again in the sunny spring day. I like how the weather is slowly getting better. So we have the bartender. Who, oh yeah, we can't save in here. And then we also have this dude. Looks like a bard of sorts. Who are you? Decent tune, eh, Redguard? I call that tune the Imperial City Jewel of Solitude. Vernrelaf's my name. Alright, I'm guessing it's not you. Maybe you'll talk to me, bartender. The moment you mentioned the Oghma Infinium, you're joined by a man you did not even notice in the tavern before. He immediately starts his cell with a friendly smile. Did I? And then, so here's we get a unique thing with the dialogue, right? It says more, and we click more, and this is scrolling through a dialogue window, which often you don't get to do. We're able to scroll through dialogue while also being a vendor, basically. Did I hear correctly? You're looking for the Tome of Power, the Labyrinth of Knowledge, the Oghma Infinium of Xerxes itself? I, Gromoter, admire ambition, so I will tell you exactly how you can get the Oghma for a mere 530 gold. Agreed. Now, we can haggle. I'm not going to haggle. So, one thing I never mentioned is if you keep giving insulting offers while haggling, you just go and go and go and go and go. Eventually, people will get tired of you and leave. So, if we reject this quest or if we haggle too much, you can lose it, all right? And if you lose a quest, an artifact thing like this, it can take a long time to find one again. I did mention before that all the artifacts in the game are kind of designed to, like, you have them for a while and then you lose them, but you can repair them to keep them forever. So there is always a way to kind of get new artifacts, but it's whenever, and it's kind of difficult to find them. So here, we will pay the 530 gold just to start the quest. Excellent. In the province of Skyrim flies an ancient tomb. I found it quite by accident while escaping reavers of the frozen wastes who sought to enslave me. Falling into this forsaken place, I found tablets and scrolls which all pointed to the location of the Oghma Infinium, said to increase the reader's innate attributes to godlike proportions. I have no need of such attention, for I would rather be rich and anonymous. Yeah, well, I mean, we can't even see him. I have, however, inscribed the location of that tomb onto your map on the continent. It's called the Labyrinth of Grinpreg. Journey there, and you can recover the maps for yourself. They will show you where the Oghma Infinium's new lies. Now lies, obviously. Be warned! These things of power seldom grant their gifts without a price. The Infinium has appeared many times through the ages. I wish you luck on recovering it as it appears now. Alright, here we go. So, accept. Excellent. And we get the side quest beginning. Now, just to be clear, guys, I've actually... Although I know about the artifact quest, and I've dabbled with them, I've never fully finished one. So, I'm quite excited. So, check it out. Here, the map to the Oghma Infinium lies in the Labyrinth of Grinneprog, somewhere in the province of Skyrim. So, I was hoping that the rumors in Skyrim would allow me to get this, but you can't get the rumor for it in Skyrim. You can only do the quest in Skyrim. A little bit of a hiccup there, but should be pretty simple. So, we can look back at the province now, and you'll see that between Markarth's side and where we're going at Winterhold, there is a dungeon en route. So, let's just, let's imagine we got it on Markarth. And, well, we can go to Labyrinth of Gripan. And, well, it makes sense. I should have all the gear and everything I need. So I think we should be fine. And so you'll see now that they can randomly generate new locations as well on the map that you didn't know existed. It's not just the main quest that does that. So we'll do this. We'll hit travel. And off we go. And this will give us a map to the true location. We are definitely going to save here. We're going to do Tarlin. Hunting... It's so weird typing with Alt held down. The Oghma. I typed Ogham, but it's Oghma. Let's get our sword ready. So this dungeon, unlike the main story dungeons, will be a randomly generated dungeon with randomly generated enemies that are supposed to be roughly around my level, right? That's basically what it's going to be. So we'll just travel through and we'll see what we can figure out. And I think in general that it's going to be in the bottom floor of whatever this dungeon is. And we're just going to have to find our routes down. Usually the way down is in like the opposite corner to where we started. And I just need to get a sense of where that is right now. Let's keep our ears peeled so that we don't get attacked from behind by something nasty. You get a sense of what Skyrim-y dungeon feels like. Icy, cold, very blue. I don't really want to go swimming around in freezing waters in a... old abandoned frozen dungeon, but we'll see what we got. We can get these quick little jumps. Doesn't seem to be many enemies around right now. Another door. Feels like there's trapdoors in there. All right, some kind of bandit, some kind of fellow adventurer aiming to steal from us. I'm actually going to take the buckler here because I didn't have a shield, remember, so we can equip his buckler. Amazingly, this is actually now somewhat useful to us. We can dual wield those. Pretty nice. Dipping out. So I guess maybe the knight class is one of the only classes in the game that can really wield everything, all the armors, presumably all the weapons. Oh my god, I thought that was something that was going to attack us there. And here, by the way, most of these episodes, I've been pretty slow, I've been pretty steady about the speed that I go through because I've got a lot to talk about. But you'll probably see a little bit more on this one. Just how fast you can travel and just how fast you can explore, especially when the corridors are wide, when you start getting a little bit more comfortable that you'll probably be able to kill things because, it's randomly generated stuff. The spawn rate's going to be a little bit lower. Oh, so we get a ghoul here. I just said that, and now I'm scared because we took an awful lot of damage from him. I say ghoul, he's a zombie, really. So, right. Now we should have... Oh, God, there's a guy there. So, if we spawned... Where did we start? Wasn't it like over here, maybe? No, it was over here on the right. The exit should be somewhere on the left. Somewhere around here, maybe. It looks like there's a different kind of color tile there, so we'll have a look for that in a second. Take this guy out. Usually a good idea just to click them at least to get the raw gold off of them. So you see a different kind of wall. Now, hold on. Did we see a red... There is a red dot on this wall. So you know what that means. There could be a hidden door here somewhere. Am I crazy? Or was the door just blatant? Was this the door that I was looking at? No, that was a different room, wasn't it? I don't know. That was the room. All right, never mind. So yeah, the different type of wall. That's like it's like Minecraft bedrock, if you will. It's kind of that's the edge of the dungeon, right? Also, are these actually genuinely trapdoors? I can't click them, open them, and drop down or anything. Can't jump in it. Oh my god, 2 spiders out of nowhere. Are you serious? Okay, we got a good few hits there. We could do a potion of healing here. Another Another wall. And, well, you kind of get the gist. I will probably zoom around here until we actually find the exit. So, or, well, not the exit, the way down. Some kind of torch in here. See you guys in a second. Alright, jumping over this channel of water here. Oh, and there's a channel that actually goes underneath what I thought was going to be the boundary. Okay, that looks like that looks like an error in the generation there. I don't think we're actually meant to be able to swim out there. We got a little peek into the void there. Nice little bug. Good stuff there, Bethesda. Here we go. All right, I found it. At least I'm pretty sure that this is... Wait, are we back at the entrance? There's no way, is there? Yeah, all right, we found it, so check it out. Basically, just wandered around. There was nothing really of note. We found the edge about 20 seconds ago, and then I see this pillar, and I moved to the side, and that was the exit. Just looks like a bunch of closed doors. So here we go. So we get to go down to another lower floor now. And obviously the dungeon has changed a little bit. We can see where about we entered. Just tried to get to the general opposite side, wherever that might be. This might even already be the bottom floor. I guess we'll see. Now, these different kind of textured grounds scare me. Are they what's spawning the spiders, maybe? I love that, like, cleave, that, like, side swipe that we get there. I should probably save now that I've found my way down. Talon hunting the Oghma. Oghma? Yeah, well, I guess that is what it is. It's not the Oghma Infinium, according to my save game file. Another one. You'd expect enemies, obviously, to get a little bit stronger as we go lower down. So more spiders down here I'll be less sad about. They're not managing to paralyze me at any rate. That would just be back to where we were a second ago. Oh, God, it's turning that corner. I really hope you guys aren't too creeped out. I got a long history of making videos with big-ass spiders in them. In RPGs and stuff, and people not enjoying them much. It's one of those phobias that a lot of people have and can be really quite visceral. Is it this door, maybe? I mean, it certainly looks like it might be an interesting place. I mean, it all feels like interesting places right now. Well, we do have a loot pile. No map. No parchment. Just like... Oh, it's kind of cool because this all started with us looking for a bit of parchment, you know. The translation for the Elder Scrolls. I'd kind of love to go back to Stone Keep right now. It's just so far away. And just sort of show you us being really comfortable in there and destroying all those pesky enemies. Is there something on the floor? No. Thought I saw some kind of body, maybe. Another... Oh, we got some kind of raised platform. We got more gold. 51 gold. A bracelet of some sort. Probably magical. Can lift ourselves up. There's not much here. Man, it really looked like there'd be some kind of, like, juicy thing on that. Doesn't it? Guess not. We'll keep going around the perimeter and see what else we find. Lots of lights. Do you want me going all the way around the back of this pit? It's kind of weird the effect this gives, because going in that pit, we would just walk around in the pit. That's, you know, it's nothing too special or insane. Oh, but there is a blue dot. Hold on, we just saw it. Apparently on the right here. There we go, the next way down. Brilliant. Yeah, but it feels like you'd fall down more, you know. Oh god, this feels like a really nasty area, a real hell of a dead end. Remember, they are randomly generated, so you never quite know what's going on. So, we could of course swim, but I did come prepared. As you'll recall, we've spawned something. There's some kind of enemy nearby. He's through the walls though, so I don't think it matters. We are prepared. I want to show you guys now, passwall. It's very special. You may have noticed that the way the game is set up is it's kind of how do I say it? It's split into blocks. Like they're big. Each is like a chunk. You can see the building blocks. You can see the Lego bricks that make up the game. Where is this shield that I've got? Oh, the buckler was right there. So the reason the game is block based is so that you can do cool things with spells such as this. So here we have the bow of passwall, and I'm not interested in firing it. All I'm going to do is hit use, and I'm going to click use the bow of passwall, and it says now destroy walls 3. So I can click and I can break a wall and I can run along and hopefully we don't get attacked. And if I feel like I just want to make a beeline to one specific place, oh god, we are going to get attacked. Hold on, can I now maybe re-equip my other stuff but still have the spell going? That'd be really wild. If I want to just make a beeline to a specific place, I can break the walls en route. And this wasn't even that expensive of a bow. We do still have destroy walls on. So let's take a look at the map. Oh, I just don't know. I don't have a sense of the floor yet. But so here, for example, maybe we break this so that we don't have to climb down. We're gonna kill this guy now. You'll see that it's still charged. Oh no, and we lost the charge as soon as we did an action that was not specifically a part of the spell, right? So we can't do, but we would have been able to break another wall as well. So you can use that. Now some walls can't be broken, I think. I think like these perimeter walls, you're not really meant to be able to break. We could definitely try that as we go forwards. Knowing that passwall's a thing and playing with passwall, and also looking up online all the maps to the dungeons can allow you to cut through them like a hot knife through butter and really make Arena a breeze if you're doing such things. I am going to respect the actual dungeon layouts and play the dungeons. This feels pretty good to me. Like here, do you see like there's this central area? I kind of want to be in the middle of that. We can see that there's a room there. And the truth is there was a hidden door, right? This is a hidden door somewhere. Come on, I can see you on the map. I know that you're a hidden door. Oh, no, I'm on the wrong wall. Is it not going to be hidden again? Is it just a regular door? No, it's totally a hidden door. There it is. But you could use passwall and, like, not even worry. Are we going to get the kill? Ooh, we did. Drink another potion. Damn, that did not heal us much. You're a little bit unlucky. That's not our vitality going up. Enemies are nearby, apparently. We're just getting a little bit unlucky. Yeah, I mean, if you want to really save scum everything, you could save scum that as well. So, yeah, I will respect the dungeon layouts. This is not the, what we were looking for, is it? This is just... There's the other guy. This is just, some extra loot, but I mean, I'll gladly take it. And if you combine like that as a mage, casting your own passwall with stuff like invisibility and levitate, you can now float over gaps, break walls, and there's another version of the spell as well that lets you break ground. Okay, you could do all kinds of things. Seriously. It's kind of ruining the feel of the place, this ancient hidden place, if there's a bunch of other adventurers that are solo down. Hey, maybe it doesn't ruin it. Maybe the guy that gave us that information is doing it to everyone. At the end of the day, he's getting money out of it, right? These are all people who have paid for the privilege to be here. And what if he's just raking it in? What if he's lying the whole time? What if it's a bit of both, you know? We will find it, but he also doesn't care that he sent all these people. And it's their choice to attack me. You know, that feels like a hidden door, even though it's totally not. Keep looking at it and think it gets highlighted in a different way, and it's just not. I feel like I'm spawning stuff when I stand on those. I guess I'm not. Of course, if we were a higher level, we wouldn't find those kinds of enemies around a lot. That's just the truth of it. We would find all kinds of other creepier, darker zombies and stuff. Say, oh, here we go. That looks different. Oh, it's just a really small loot bag. That's not what we wanted, so we'll be okay here. So yeah, it's actually quite often recommended by people when you play Arena to do artifact quests early. As doing them early, like here, we could pass walls straight through, right? I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to re-equip it. And I want to save the charges. We will eventually spend them all, and we'd have to buy another one in some other town or something. So we want to be careful. But yeah, people recommend doing them early, and particularly this one, the Oghma, is very good to do early, and I'll show you why when we actually get a little bit closer. Seems about appropriate again for another cut, since, okay, hello. Come on, don't kill me. They're managing to sap us down. We need like we need higher accuracy. That's what I really think we need. All right, so a little bit later, I've walked around, like, what I basically did was follow the wall. And you'll see I walked all the way around, and now we're back, and I've kind of come back towards the center. But here, I just unfogged a blue square, and you'll notice that there's like this big chamber in the middle that I missed. But if we continue up, we can come down and in, so seems like a good time to return. I actually hadn't opened that door before. I'd gone along, so we want the first left. Oh, there's an orc. And then a left again. The orcs are quite an interesting race, by the way. They're obviously just like generic antagonists as far as we're concerned right now. But keep an eye on them as the games go along, as the story goes along. Here we go. We go down again. So this is another floor down, and the tile set changes again here. What the hell do we have in here? Okay. A lizard man that often feel like you're fighting Godzilla. Oh, this feels like a very precise little layout, doesn't it? Oh, we got this room here. There was nothing going on. 2 doors over there. I'll keep following. Dead end here. So we got 2 doors. I'll take the first one on the right. Get some gold. An amulet as well. Pretty nice. Ooh. 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 Okay. That's kind of scary. That was like a mage. So now that we're seeing mages, and hold on, we're pretty low down, so I'll do this. Now that we're seeing mages, we're going to have spells thrown at us a little bit more regularly. Jagarthan's Hellhounds was a part of that, but yeah, we're going to want to be a little bit more careful of that kind of stuff. And in fact, I never told you, one of the types of potions I bought between the most recent 2 videos was a cold resist potion. Since we are in Skyrim now, and any kind of cold magic we get thrown at, I'd like to be able to resist. It's not as great as fire resist and being able to swim in lava. There's like no icy equivalent of lava, of course. But it is worth knowing. Jeez. All right, we just got to find the door down again, really. I'm getting a bit of deja vu. Okay. Not really leveling either. The amount of experience we need to level, really, we want to be fighting tougher stuff. And I'm happy to not be leveling because I don't want the game to scale away from me. So all of this just looks like a big dead end. So instead I'm going to arc around and go back through. Ah, okay, here we go. Nice, brilliant. Just walk through there. You know, it's really close to the entrance here. Check this out. All right, so all we had to do was just go down and then the first freaking door that we saw. Right, so we find a chest here. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to save, and I'm going to overwrite that. So clicking this chest, we will get a message. And what we learn now is kind of randomly generated as well. So let's see what we get. It says, you have found the map that leads to Oghma Infinium, somewhere in the province of Black Marsh. You inscribe the location onto your map of the continent. So now where that is ultimately located, as you see there in Black Marsh, I believe can be variant. It can either be Black Marsh or Skyrim. I was really hoping it would be Skyrim, but I think this step had to be a different place, and then Skyrim would have been the final one. So yeah, if we go to Black Marsh now, we will find our way to the actual artifact itself. And really, well, that's what I want to do. So we're going to rush out of the dungeon here, hit up the new one, and descend into its depths. Black Marsh is pretty goddamn far away, so we're going to have a little bit of oh god, am I going the wrong way here? No, this is all good. We are going to have a little bit of a journey, I'll tell you that much. So I'll see you guys when I've met... What have I done wrong here? All right, nice. Man, the speed there was fantastic. So we won't worry too much about the people of Black Marsh or any of that stuff. This will not be our only trip here. This is just like a little bit of a side excursion. Over here, though, near the town of Rockgrave, you'll see, and Stone Wastes, we do have the Fortress of Troggoth here. So we're going to go here to the Fortress of Troggoth. What did that say? It's going to take us 77 days. It's going to take us like a whole season to get here. Crazy, really. And now we have another dungeon. And you'll see that the dungeon does look a little bit different. But in general, we're going to be descending down again. Fighting the same general enemies again. Honestly, there won't be too much of a change up, and when there will be, I will show it to you guys. So as much as I know running around getting all this sword fighting going is fun, we've got so much to do that I think I'll just mostly cut through this for you all. I'll tell you if anything really dangerous happens while I hunt for more exits. I mean, it really is this. A whole cuirass there, that's pretty nice. I won't bother grabbing any random marks or anything like that, not for now. When we want to start casting more spells, we'll be doing it, don't worry. Just like with passwall. In fact, I may use passwall to speed me up a little bit on this too. Oh wow, and that was my quickest floor yet. Killed one skeleton. Oh, we were shaking a little bit there. I thought something was going on. And we're here. Now, this looks like it's very similar to the layout we had before. So is it going to be the same? It would just be coming down this. Look, this is exactly the same, really. Yeah, there's a chest here. Okay, so is this it? Is this the artifact? There it is. The Oghma Infinium is a I wonder why we got the same floor twice. That's so weird to me. Whoa, and my screen just flickered because I kicked the wire. in happiness, I kicked the wire at the back. The Oghma Infinium is a tome of knowledge written by the ageless one, the wizard sage Xarxes. All who read the Infinium are filled with the energy of the artifact, which can be manipulated to raise one's abilities to near demigod proportions. Once used, legend has it, the Infinium will disappear from its wielder. Okay, so like I've explained, the various artifacts are, it's meant to be you can only have one, and after a while it will abandon you in some way, right? But that never really happens in Arena. You just repair. I guess that they were supposed to add a bit that meant you can't repair them. But since you can, they're just like double durability weapons with super special perks, right? This one, however, really does stay true to its vision. This, above all the other artifacts in the game, this one's a consumable. You use it, and it's gone. So you might think that makes the Oghma Infinium worse than the other artifacts because, you know, it's actually doing its job. It's like as intended design. But here's the funny thing. It's actually kind of one of the best because you can use it, get value from it, and then you lose the item, but the benefits it gave you stay with you forever. So then you can collect a second artifact and kind of have two at once without doing anything game-breaking. So it's actually a really good artifact to have. You start with the Oghma, get that, and then you can still collect more quests, except you have the power of the Oghma, plus you have whatever your other artifact is. So that's why I want to start with that. And at some point later in the playthrough, we will get one other artifact. We will treat this as the game is meant to be. We will get and keep one other artifact. We're not going to game it and get like loads of them. We'll try and do how Bethesda wanted us to do it. I will point out that it is also true, and I'm totally not going to use this, but it is also true that, in fact, you can get more Oghmas. Once it's gone, you just wait a while, and you can get the Infinium quest somewhere else. And then you can do it again. And you can actually get infinite ones, so you can get crazy stats. Like loads and loads and loads and loads and loads of stats, which basically won't level you up, but will make you stronger and make your levels more potent. So there's kind of like beat Arena by spamming those, or there's beat Arena without spamming those. And the recommended max level changes a lot. Like you could beat the game at like level 15 or something, right? I'm already level 9, but you could beat the game maybe at level 15 if you get enough of these. Or as regularly intended, maybe you have to be double that, right? We'll see where that actually ends up. But we're 9 already, and we're just going to grab the 1, okay? So that's what we're going to do. Now, the question is, what do we want to bump? What it does is it gives you bonus points. As you can see, 50 bonus points. Brilliant. And you can put them into any stat you like. But as I mentioned to you guys before, they do cap at 100. So if I try and dump all of them into strength, then we would cap out on strength. But we can obviously do a mix and match. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put them into willpower. So remember, Tarlin started the game with pretty good stats, but his willpower has always been very poor. He's -2 magic defense, and we are going to start coming against magic enemies. We already have. So by doing this, I can kind of deal with one of the annoying stats. I can bump my willpower up so that I'm not going to be getting gutted by all these magic spells as we go through. So it's already +2, right? Which is the same as my agility for plus hit, where it's 60. But I'll probably put it high enough that I kind of don't have to worry about it as we play. Does that make sense? So I'll probably put it to about 80. So we have +6 on our magic rolls against us there by putting that into +80. Endurance, we're already at 85. And we could actually, in theory, max our endurance out soon and just be done with that. Or I can just put this to health +4 for the next level. Which, you know, is, sorry, health +5. I'd assumed that would go to health +5. It's actually not. It's improving our fatigue. So I don't think I'll do endurance. I kind of want the other stats to sort of be real, though, you know. I just wanted to use this to deal with the whole willpower thing. And then maybe we bump ourselves up some luck, you know. And we just say he's a bit of a luckier guy now. But the strength and the endurance, these sides will still be totally dependent on the gear. And it won't be like we've super power crept necessarily, right? So yeah, maybe we just make him lucky. And we give him a lot of willpower now. So he's got way more, and we don't have to worry about some of those nasty spells coming our way. And that's what I want to do. So there you go. We've hit done. I didn't quite know what I wanted to do the splits just yet. We get attacked by a lizard man as we do so. And down he goes. So yeah, 50 bonus points for that. And that's an artifact quest. That's how it goes. Kind of you get these random dungeons. And that's actually pretty satisfying to me. I will say a disappointment here, though, is you don't spend any time in the wilderness. The wilderness is a huge part of the game, and you guys still haven't seen it on this series. Don't worry, we will be exploring the wilderness before the end of all of this. We'll show you what the different, you know, provinces, wilderness and stuff can look like. But the wilderness just kind of spawns stuff like this. I guess that will be trivia and stories for another day. So that's artifacts. there will be more as we go forwards, but as for next time, you'll see I'm back up in Skyrim, in Winterhold in particular, a very familiar location from players of the most recent Elder Scrolls game, and we're going to be asking about the second piece of the Staff of Chaos. I'll climb out of this dungeon in the meantime. Thanks very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you there.